baffled at the price that I was getting my home compared to the comps in the area.
Because the market shot up so much.
It
And thank goodness you got off the fence and hopped in the market and that's the thing. And there's a saying that says the best time to buy was a year ago. The next best time to buy is right now. So, okay. So you were intentional. You got to be intentional. And I know life happens and people get caught up. And I'm surprised to talk to people and they're I talked to them maybe, a year ago, 2 years ago, and then a couple of years later, they're still in the same position because life just happened and they didn't do the things. And it's like, listen, the market's not waiting for you. Interest rates are not waiting for you. Your landlord will be happy to keep collecting your rent. Like you got to put you first and start investing in yourself. It's Natasha Brazil with SoldByNet.com, associate broker with Virtual Properties Realty, also home selling and new construction specialist. But today I have a special guest. This is my past client, Jacqueline, and she previously went through the Home Partners of America program. And she advised me that a couple months ago, she purchased her home. So she did what the program is intended to do. So she was so gracious to allow some time for me to ask her some questions, because I said in a previous video, and I'll link it somewhere here, that I had a client that purchased their home and I was going to share that. So yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So we closed with Home Partners. I have September 10th of 2020. Mm-hmm. So this was post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Because I remember I didn't see your face until closing day. We always masked up. Okay. And then I had that you moved in like 2 weeks later, because that's the standard Home Partners kind of time frame, right? So let's go back a little bit. What made you initially go through the Home Partners program?
For me, I knew I wanted a home, but I wasn't sure if I was ready to commit to owning a home. The upkeep, all the, extra fees that, really most people don't think about when they're owning a home, because now it's your responsibility to take care of things, as opposed to when you're renting, you can call management and they come fix things. So I wasn't sure if I was ready for that commitment. So when I looked into this leasing program, for me, it gave me kind of like a time frame where I can get comfortable in the home and then decide if it's right for me.
Okay. Prior to that, had you looked into traditional home ownership, just going the purchase route?
I did, but I've always had this big fear committing to like a home, because I have friends that have owned homes and they were over it after a year or so because of the upkeep and everything. So I knew that I wanted a newer home, but I was kind of afraid of the process and what I had heard instead of just figuring out the research myself. So I was always on that fence of I want a home, but not sure. And then if I get one, I'm committed to it. So let me see what's out there.
Okay. All right. That's great insight. Okay. Now this one is kind of for both of us. I'm going to chime in and help you a little bit. So how was the process to finding a home? It was a little while ago, but I remember that we had some interesting viewing of some homes.
Yes. It was interesting because with Home Partners, they have certain criteria for the home that you purchase in the areas that you can purchase in. So that was one of the things. But some of the homes were interesting that they approved. I wouldn't have thought it was on their approval list. Some were interesting, but overall the process, I think then compared to now, how I see people are looking for homes, I think I came in at the right time.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because even when we started, that's when homes were just starting to get snatched up within a week, because I would find something.
Yes.
Yeah. And we would go look, and then I would try to think about it for a couple of days. And when I email you back, you'd be like, yeah, it's already under contract. Yeah. Okay. Yes, but compared to now, I'm like, that was easier from what I'm seeing.
Oh,
yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah. And I have videos where I go into detail about that. Like people think, I like this home. Let me go see it. Well, one, no, it has to meet Home Partners criteria. That's one. Two, the agent on the other side, the seller on the other side have to be open to receiving and understanding of getting lease purchase home partners offers. I remember when it all came together and it all worked out, I was selling that agent. She did not know about home partners, lease purchase. And I was, telling her about it, showing her, okay, I've closed before and here are the paths and we're going to close on time. And you had to give her that reassurance. And thank God she gave us a chance. And at the end, she was like, yeah, it was really good. And it worked out. But the market has gotten a lot more competitive. Yeah. So the plus with lease purchase is, yes, it's a cash offer, but you're still competing in the same market with the other buyers.
And like you said, a lot of people aren't aware, because if you remember, we did bid on another home and they wasn't sure, and they were like, we're going to go with the other offer that was like less, I think.
Right.
Yeah. That made no sense.
Right. And people don't get that. Like, we could do everything we're supposed to do, but there's still a whole other party inside to that.
Yeah.
So everything has to align and come together. And when it came together, like the house that you got, like that, it just all worked out so well.
It did.
Yes.
It really did.
Yeah. Because I remember one showing. Do you remember that one show when we went to, and we went in and we were like, yeah, we can go. We can go, because people were in it and they must have had it as a rental property.
I remember. And they were like, oh, we told them we wasn't available today to do a walkthrough and
do a showing. But then I was like, no, we got confirmation. It's right here. And it was like, no, you can come in. And they were chilling.
Yes.
Chilling hard. So y'all can read in between those lines. Like, just say it's a good thing we had masks on. Okay.
Yeah.
And that might not have even helped. Okay. All right. So during your time renting, how was the management company?
Everything was pretty seamless. Honestly, if I had an issue, they have a portal where you put in a request and someone will contact you, but I didn't have too many issues. Okay. I will say the one thing that I did have a hard time getting from them was any HOA letters, because I think it went through them for the first couple of months. So by the time it would get to me to like fix something in the yard or whatever, it would be like a month or so later, and I had to rush to get it fixed. But towards the later part of my lease, it got better. Yeah, but other than that, it was pretty seamless, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, you go through them for everything. You go through them for scheduling your trash, because they handle everything on their back end.
Okay. For those that don't know, once you close, it doesn't stay with Home Partners. Home Partners doesn't do the managing. They have another company. I want to say it's Path.
Yes,
something.
That's Path. Oh my goodness, Path something.
Yeah, I'll put it. Yeah. By the time this video goes up, I'll put it down here. But it's Path something. They do the actual management company. So, or do the actual managing of the home. Okay. So my next question is, when did you purchase? Do you remember?
I started the process September.
Okay. All right. And was your plan all in September? So you purchased September of 2020. So you started the plan to purchase September of 2021.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
My question was the plan always to purchase your home? But initially you was like, okay, I'm not sure. At what point did you say, you know what? I want to purchase?
Well, I love my home and I love the community that I'm in, but I realized that the market shot up. So, with home partners, what you purchase for, it stayed, right? So I already had equity in my home when I purchased. So that it benefited me. Yeah, I had quite a
Hey, see, I love it. This is what I'm talking about, when real estate works for you.
Yeah,
and can I say, you're in Atlanta. Let's just shout out Atlanta right now, because everybody always thinks, I need to move out to the suburbs. She made it work for her in Atlanta. Okay.
Yes. Oh, even when I came through, and the inspectors came through doing the home inspections, they were baffled at the price that I was getting my home compared to the comps in the area. Because
the market shot up so much. And thank goodness you got off the fence and hopped in the market and that's the thing. And there's a saying that says the best time to buy was a year ago. The next best time to buy is right now. So if anybody watching, if you didn't jump in before, you got to jump in right now, because there are people out there like, well, I'm going to wait. Okay. All right. You see what happened with this market. Okay. All right. That is wonderful. Okay. So you started in September 2021. And how did the process, well, what was the first thing that you did? Did you contact Home Partners or did you contact a lender?
I contacted a lender to see if we could qualify. And then once I got qualified, I contacted Home Partners to see what was my next step.
Okay. So how did you choose a lender?
I just went online and I found one, but I actually didn't even end up going with that lender because it fell through at the last minute. And randomly, I applied with Rocket Mortgage and they had me closed in, I think it was like less than 3 weeks.
Oh, well, egg on my face. Well, not even. Okay. Yes. All right. Because Rocket Mortgage, like, I mean, I have closed successfully with them and I'm like, everything's good until it's not. Because I've had some situations where like appraisal came in low and they haven't like really gone to bat. But you're an example. They closed.
Yeah, because I was right at the fence of when they, because you know, every year that you renew your lease, it goes up. Your rental amount. So I was right at the point to where it was about to go up, and I reached out to Rocket Mortgage, and I was telling the guy, the agent, what was going on with my previous fell through, and he was like, "I think we can get you pushed through." And I sent them, because I already had all my information that I had gave the previous lender. So I just sent them everything and they took care of it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. One time for Rocket Mortgage. Okay. All right. But let's go back though, because that's a whole situation in itself. When it fell through with the previous lender right before, like what happened? Why? What?
They, I think it was something she didn't account for because I had student loans and it took my, the ratio, whatever, up. And for some reason, she didn't think that was going to affect things. And I'm like, I think it does, but I'm going off of her, them and their expertise, and then fell through.
That annoys me. And that's why you got to vet your lenders. But I mean, you went online, you saw like if you could get a referral from a family, a friend, an agent, somebody. It's like, I don't know if that lender was new, didn't know. No. She wasn't new.
She was in the field for a while. That's why I was comfortable going, oh yeah. Yeah, and I don't know what happened on her end, but she was telling me, oh, well, just wait another year and then you can come back and apply. I was like, no. Okay. I said, okay, I'll talk to you later. And then I reached out to Rocket Mortgage. I think I saw a commercial. And I was like, you know what? Let me check them out and see what they say. I mean, what's the worst it could hurt? And they got it done.
Kudos to you. Shout out to perseverance. Look at God, because you could have said, well, yeah, that annoys me that it fell through at the last minute. Like this one, I'm like, lenders, do what you like. You're not the expert in that field. So you're going to an expert for them to do their job at the last minute. Like, come on now. Like, yeah, that annoys me. But then she tells you to wait a year. What if you would have really waited a year?
Right.
And you would have been trying to do it now.
Yeah.
She would have, interest rates have now gone up. She would have put you in a even worse of a pickle.
Yes.
And then she was apparently wrong because another lender was able to get it done. So let that be an example. If one lender can't do it, check with another lender. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Oh my God, this is wonderful. I'm so happy for you. Okay. All right. Okay. So when you contacted Home Partners, what did they say to do, or do you remember how that went?
They have a law firm that they work with. I guess they act as their closing agent, or because you're not working with a realtor, and you're kind of like the middle person with your finance company and Home Partners. So they have a law firm that they work with that handles all of their paperwork.
Okay. Is it O'Kelly and Sorahan?
I believe so.
Okay. That's fine. You don't have to check because I just know that's the closing firm that they use on the Home Partner side. So I was just wondering if they kept.
Okay, that's probably the same one. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But everything was great. Contacting Home Partners, they would let me know if it was anything on my account that was outstanding, or if it was an HOA, something going on. And then connecting my lender with them. Everything was pretty seamless.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had everything in order. I had my down payment together. And then, with home partners, when you start their lease, you have to put I think it's like a 2-month deposit down. You get that back once you purchase your home. Yeah. So
Yes. Listen, I'm sending this video to all my past HPA people. Like, come on, guys, come on. Because even though interest rates have risen, they're still lower than what is it? It's not the average, but this time last year, I'm going to put it in here, but it's still low. I remember when I bought my home in 2006, I had an 11% and a 7% interest rate. I was on a call this morning and this guy was talking about like in 1980, he had an offer for a great deal, like some commercial property to buy it at like $250, and the land just sold for like 1.7, and the vacant lot next to it sold for 1.4. So he was like, yeah, I wish I would have bought this land back in the day for $250. But the interest rates at the time in 1980 were 13%. So yeah, the interest rates have gone up, but it's still lower.
It is.
It's still, money is still cheap to buy. Yeah. So, yes. Okay. All right. Let me see. All right. Did you see a big difference in your payment, whether it went up or down, or it stayed level?
It went down a little, like 100 and some change.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that was fine with me because I was already expecting to pay at least what I was paying.
Okay.
So I was already budgeting for, that also.
Okay.
So it really wasn't a big difference, honestly. Like, it was a seamless process.
Good. Yeah. But now you have so much more equity.
Oh, yes. Like, I think right now, it's like almost 90,000 in equity already. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's.
Yes. And the home that you bought was new. What year was it?
It was built in 2014.
Okay. But I remember going in like, yeah, this looks like well kept. Like they did a good job.
Yeah, because the previous owner, she was an older lady. Kids had moved out. It was just her, so she kept it up really well.
Right.
Really well.
The neighborhood was nice. Yeah. So that was perfect.
Yeah, great neighborhood, great school district. It's great.
Yes. Okay. This is my last question for you. I said I wasn't going to keep you on. So my last question for you, are you happy with how everything turned out, and would you have done anything differently?
I am very happy how things turned out. I think maybe the only thing I would have done differently was start my purchase process earlier.
Okay.
Because I was, say when the other lender fell through and I had to switch, it was like I was freaking out a little bit, trying to meet the deadline of not increasing the purchase cost, because that's what's going to ultimately happen. But other than that, I'm very happy because it worked out for me. And then with home partners, you aren't stuck in the home. If you do a year and you decide it's not for me, you can leave. If you do a year and the market drops, you find another home that's cheaper, you're good. So for me, it just worked out on every end. So I'm glad that I was just Googling online, and I think I found one of your videos, and and I was like, well, let me try this, because I looked at all of the other leasing programs, and Home Partners made more sense for me.
Okay, good. Side note, did you? I remember you said that you had your money for your down payment. Like, were you like consciously putting away money towards that? Okay.
Yeah, I would say if your plans are to purchase a home, just make sure you take care of your credit. Make sure you have your down payment, so that when your time comes, you have everything in order, so they're not waiting on you for anything. So I think that's what helped me out, and that's why things went so quickly, because I made sure I had everything done. So I started, working on my credit and saving my money, because I knew it was going to be a big chunk that I wanted to put down. So I started doing that as soon as I started moving to the home.
Okay, so you were intentional. You got to be intentional. And I know life happens and people get caught up. Yeah. And I'm surprised to talk to people, and they're I talked to them maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, and then a couple years later, they're still in the same position because life just happened and they didn't do the things. And it's like, listen, the market's not waiting for you. Interest rates
Not.
are not waiting for you. Your landlord will be happy to keep collecting your rent. Like you got to
Yes.
put you first and
Yes.
start investing in yourself. And then the other thing I wanted to just explain or clarify, if anybody doesn't know, when you said you were like kind of pressed to make sure you were kind of meeting a deadline because the purchase price was going to go up, because with home partners, and correct me if this is not what you were talking about, but with home partners, you know, in advance when you're purchasing this property, year one, the amount is this, the purchase price is this. Year two, the rent is this. So that's what you were trying to get in before that.
They lay it out. They give you your 5-year of what you're going to expect. So it's no surprises. So it's up to you to do the work and figure out, you know, if I want to do it now, I want to wait. But they give you all of the information that you need to decide if it's for you. So that's what I appreciated. Yeah. So it was no surprises. Yeah. So that should give you a time frame to prepare yourself to make the step in purchasing, you know?
Right. Yeah. Okay. And I always tell people, like, if you're going through these programs, like I don't push somebody either way. Like you got to do what's best for you. But I'm saying if you're going through these programs, it's more advantageous for you to purchase sooner rather than later. And this is why, because the price goes up over time. And it was great. I got in a great interest rate. I think it was like 2.7. Why are you gonna make these people make? Yes, because okay. Yeah, it was great. It was great. And like I said, I got all of my deposit back when I first started, so that put more money in my pocket that I didn't have to put towards my down payment. So it worked out. You keep winning over here. You made it work for
I just you know, you gotta stay diligent in what you want, set your goals and do the work. But if you do it, it'll work out. Yeah.
Oh man, you made my day. Listen, I need everybody, every other appointment I have after this, I need y'all to fall in line and keep my energy like this, because I'm high. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for taking this time today, for sharing with the good folks. I hope you guys got some information to help you, whether you're going to lease purchase, whether you're buying traditionally, just to make a decision to invest in yourself, invest in your future. This was wonderful. Congratulations. Again, I'm so glad we got to connect. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below. You can check out some other videos that I have. So we're going to go ahead and sign out here. Have a positive, peaceful, and productive day. Bye.